Hello again, everyone. How are we doing? It's good to see all of you. Got the headphones on today. It's a little weird. I don't know how people do this because I can hear the music. It's strange. I'm turning it down a little bit. I can't listen to music and listen to myself think and talk about this shit. It's a little weird. But regardless, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be chatting with you fine people. And let's get into it, shall we? We've got a lot of stuff to cover. Yeah, I can't deal with this. I can't have the old thing going there. I do apologize. I'm gonna hit this real quick. We're gonna share out to all of our friends in the universe. Cool, did that. Okay, lots to talk about. I haven't been on here in probably a week and a half, so I'll put those down. Mostly a lot of documentation, a lot of talk about the things that I kind of have going on here. We've made a fuck ton of progress. I'm excited to talk about it. If you have any questions throughout, please throw them in the chat there. But let's get into it. I am a little sleepy, so I'm going to try to stay awake. Just kidding. It's honestly a very bright screen. I'm not going to have any trouble, but let's get into it. Okay, so way back on Thursday, we had a tax meeting. So obviously it's getting to be tax time. So we had a tax meeting that went well. And then we kind of just pushed all that through. So we'll kind of talk about that. I'll try to fly through some of these things. Some of them though, I do want to touch on some things, just kind of really, again, just to kind of document where we're at right now with some of this stuff, because we're making some fucking seriously fast moves with some of these things. And yeah, I'm just excited. I'm very excited for the future. So let's get into it here. So ordered some FBP samples. They came in. They're pretty nasty. We will get to FBP. We'll go through most of the site because there's a lot of new stuff, a lot of new merch. I just called it merch. I don't want to call it merch. It's apparel, but a lot of new stuff. I'm very excited. Published AM and the PM, promoted AM and the PM. Go check them out. I should just have one of those keystroke things that get all the shit in here, but I will. I'll just drop these links in here if anybody strolls by, wants to see. That's MJS Industries. That's my holding company, my parent company to everything, and it owns all the businesses. All the links to everything are actually on there as well. And honestly, if you just look up my stuff as well, markjosemancy.com, you can see everything. So links to a couple more things coming here as we go through some things. It's very funny. The last week and a half has been terrible for investing and the stonks, if you will. I actually, over the course of this time I've been away from the live stream, I was looking at a lot of mainly Meet Kevin was the big one that I was watching on YouTube, and he was talking. He has live streams basically every single day about the stuff that he's doing and the stuff that he's in, not really the stuff that he's investing in, but just kind of watching the market. I learned a lot from just watching some of those live streams, just kind of see how the market was reacting to different things. So I was pretty happy about that. Not happy that the market is kind of in free fall in a lot of ways, like big tech, stuff like that. Tesla, I've lost a decent amount of money on that, probably about $1,000 since I moved out of Robinhood and totally over to Fidelity. I'm down $1,000 there. Not the end of the world, obviously, but buy the dip. That's what I can say. So we're a couple other stocks in the portfolio there, and then obviously the Roth is just mutual funds, so they're kind of aggressive. I don't know. I think we're pretty good. It's a long-term game. Really, buy and hold at the end of the day is your best bet. So I'm not worried about it, but I do like to understand a little bit more. Especially, we'll talk about a couple more things here. I've gotten more heavily into crypto over the past week and a half. So there's a lot there that I'm excited about and I want to talk about. I'd love to make more content on. We're working. That's all I can say. So I want to go through FBP probably at the end, because that's been, I would say, let's stop here for a second and kind of say the theme of the last week and a half. It's been investments. And so that's like those twofold things of like the market and then also crypto, because those two things combined right now are very interesting. The whole crypto space is blowing up, and then also like the fucking market is falling. So those two things together have taken up a lot of I've given a lot of attention to those. And then the other thing is, by and large, is Fueled by Progress. The brand is, it's moving, it's maturing, slowly but surely. And I do this thing where I tend to work on one of the businesses or one of the aspects of one of the businesses, and then I'm like, okay, and then I go over here and like, so 4 weeks ago or something like that, it was like Find a Tech, and I worked on a couple things there, and I was like, trying to fix up a couple pieces, and then I zoomed over here to Fueled by Progress. And that's what happens when you have multiple things going on. And it's, I don't know, you could say that it's bad that I'm kind of like working on multiple things at one time, but fuck it. It keeps me, enjoying it and on my toes with a lot of these things. I'm learning so much. We're building up brick by brick, and, eventually we'll get more people involved and we can even build faster. So that's the plan. But we'll talk about FBP because there's a lot of different things here that we can touch on. Friday, I worked at Ray's. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. And Friday, worked at Ray's, just random fucking shit on here too, like, shower, and then withdrew some Bitcoin. So again, I'll touch on that kind of as we go here. I'm about $5,000. I think about $5-ish grand in between Ethereum and Bitcoin right now. And I have a Ledger Nano X, which I would highly recommend. Just if you understand, you have to understand cryptocurrency. You have to get to that point. Like, you could just buy crypto, you buy Bitcoin or whatever just to get in, but you definitely want to get to the point where you really understand the reasoning kind of behind it. I'm by no means an expert, but I like to get to the point of like intermediate before I really dive into things. And to oversimplify, you shouldn't think of it as just like, I mean, you could trade it, I guess. I mean, you could try to buy dips and sell, but long term, it's probably gonna be better for you to just kind of hold it because it's very early on. And if you understand it, then you can buy it. You can pull it off like an exchange like Coinbase, and you can put the private keys and like the keys to your currency on like a little Ledger Nano X device, which I'm not going to go super into that because I have a video that I'd like to release. I just haven't edited it yet. But there's a lot of good crypto resources out there. So if you're interested in it, now's the time to get in, I would say, because it's very early. And you can kind of see how these days were categorized by some FBP shit, because like I did some stuff here, and then I did some stuff here, gift cards, careers, stuff like that. Diamond hands, my boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tax meeting. So I had that just a tax meeting with my accountant, and then like that was just kind of like a preliminary thing. And then that's actually funny. I'll touch on that real quick because that happened some other time. I called him up. We had the meeting, and then so I have, for anybody that's not, let's actually show some shit. Maybe that's probably better here. So let's go to MJS Industries. So this is, as a recap, this is kind of what I have. I own 100% of MJS Industries. That's the parent company, and then MJS Industries owns Szymanski Media. It owns Fueled by Progress. It owns AM and PM. It owns Find a Tech. It owns 50% of ZPG, but that's not active right now, so just worry about the other 4. So we can talk about taxes. I have no problem talking about anything. So last year was the first year that like I would say I really like it was the first year that all of them were kind of like reporting. And the way that it works is that all of these companies, these subsidiaries, they just kind of roll up the numbers at the end of the year. Like I keep track of them separately, and then they roll up through into MJS Industries, and then MJS Industries goes on my tax return as a Schedule C, and then we kind of just report it like that. So I've got a full-time gig, and I was just starting a side hustle. I'm starting to learn a little bit of how you can really take advantage of LLC to reduce your tax burden. 100%. I have to, I guess, preface this by saying that I'm not a legal or tax professional. However, I have learned a lot just from doing this and just the internet, because you can learn so much shit on the internet. It's crazy. But from what I've done, though, like that's literally my structure. I have MJS Industries as the parent company. I own 100% of that, and then these are all subsidiaries. Now, they're all single-member LLCs. Like, so again, I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I just literally went to a website, and I said, like, I'll show you exactly how to do this. Maybe you don't live in Pittsburgh, but you could do this in any state. So like PA business search is a fun one. And then if you go to, this is funny because it says your browser doesn't support that. Fucking website sucks. But if you go here and you could type in like a business that's registered in PA and you could see it. So fueled by progress. There you go. There's mine. But this is just kind of like the portal in a sense. Like this is like the portal to see kind of what you're doing, the whatever, right? The actual businesses, you can search that shit and you can do that. Is MJS an S Corp? So no, it's just an LLC right now. At some point, I'm probably going to end up changing these structures, but everything's just LLC. So register agent to hide your address. So there's been a lot of sneaky things that I've done. And by sneaky, I don't mean like scare, like I don't mean sketchy. I just mean like thoughtful in a way, maybe. So let me explain that, because you're asking some great questions. I really appreciate this. So if you're familiar with a registered agent, for those of you that aren't, and that you watch this back or live or whatever, a registered agent is like, basically the way that I understand it is almost kind of a fucking money grab in a way, because like it is, but it isn't. Like if you can operate as your own registered agent, right? But a lot of people don't. Like there's services you can type in registered agent, and they're gonna pay like, you're gonna pay like $100 per year for basically for people to fucking like receive the junk mail sent to your business, because that's effectively what it is. Now, if you get subpoenaed, or if you're ever like in a situation like, you know, that's where like they'll go here, they'll check the address, and they'll send the mail there. When I was starting all of these, my buddy of mine, that's my business partner, and I, for other projects, none of these four, we were like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. And if we have multiple businesses and we're doing this, like we don't want to have to be paying like all of this. So I am not sure if this is 100% legal to like act as your own registered agent, because like the guidelines are, hey, you need to have like somebody there like all the time to receive mail, but it can receive mail. What that is right there, this thing is a UPS box. And I have a couple of those for like the businesses. So this is like the registered agent that I use for the businesses. And honest to God, like it rarely gets mail. Like, I mean, it gets some junk mail now and then, but like it, you know what I'm saying? Like I would be paying $100 a year per business for a fucking registered agent for just mail to go through. Or I can pay, I think that's like 150 max. It's actually probably less than that. It's probably more like 120, I think, a year. And we just, like, all the businesses have that on. If you type in any of the other ones, they're going to say the same thing. So yes, I mean, to answer the question, yeah, registered agent to hide your address, kind of, but I kind of like, you know, did my own thing there. And I don't think that's any different. I don't think that's any different than like using like a business address for having all of your things, because that's just kind of the same way we do that. Paid for a law firm to form an LLC and not operate as and to operate as a registered agent. So far, money not well spent. Well, I do apologize. I don't like to hear that from you know, people. But again, no, I mean it's a learning, you know, experience, obviously. But that's what I would say though, is again, we kind of talked there about the registered agent part, but the other thing is the formation of the LLC. So, you know, as I was getting into that, it's like there's somewhere in here, where is it? I think you actually have to go like and log into the back end, but you can log into this, and then it's literally like 6 steps, maybe 6 to 10 steps or something, and you just put in information about your business, right? And like one of them is like the registered agent, the name, the people that are associated with it, you know, any other like special shit. The other thing that I have to say too is that these businesses are basically mostly online based shit. Like there's no real liability here. I'm not trying to start like a goddamn construction company. I'm gonna be liable if the shit fucking, you know, it falls down, you know. So I'm kind of like the complexity of these businesses is relatively low. So, you know, that's another big thing. It's like, I'm going to do this myself. This cost me, so just to get this out of the way too, the setup of this business cost me $125 to get the LLC in Pennsylvania. $125 for that, a free EIN, a bank account, which I could talk for hours about that, because I used to have a traditional bank at PNC, and I was like, fuck that, that's not happening. So then I moved to Aslo, then I moved to Novo, ultimately now, which is a great solution, like an online bank for that. No fees, it's terrific. And then any other business expenses. The registered agent, like I said, it's kind of just a box. So there's that. Novo Bank, that is a great question. And I will get back to that one. I saw that there from you. 1 second. Let me go. I can give a little bit of a review of Novo Bank because I would highly recommend it. However, what I also want to point you to, to get even a quicker answer and a more in-depth answer, is my YouTube channel here, which actually, I guess you're on my YouTube channel. But I have a video right here, and I will just post the link right in the chat for you. This is, well, actually, that's probably going to give you a time code there, I think. Sorry about that, but there we go. There we go. So this is a whole video. I have so many stories about this shit. So like so real quick, let me tell you this story. So I had Aslo, and Aslo, as some of you might know, got fucked because they got bought by BBVA, or PNC bought BBVA, and that's who owned them, and they got shut down. I had them. It was great. I had them for 5 accounts. I had to change. So like if you look on my channel, if you look back on my channel, there's a couple videos. It's like, you know, I had 5 accounts at Aslo. Novo might be better because they reached out to me, and then I got on their platform, and it's great. I do an affiliate link too, so if you want to do that, you know, you can do that. But yeah, so there's a lot of that going on. So that's the whole Novo scoop. Real quick, let me answer this one though. As single member LLC, don't all of your company's revenue just flow right to your individual tax? So yes, that's exactly how it is. So over here on MJS Industries, all of these businesses come up like so. So I was getting to that too. So last year, my businesses, like on my Schedule C, like attached to that was like MJS Industries, the parent company, and MJS Industries, the the addition basically of all the profits, negative 10 grand. So you might look at that and you're like, wow, that's pretty shitty, Mark. I did buy like this whole desk setup that you can't see, which I have a video on, like the whole setup and everything like that, and a bunch of podcasting equipment and all this other stuff. And at the same time, like COVID was happening, and I had a job on the weekends at my grandmother's restaurant. So there's a lot to that. But the point is though that the tax purposes thing, I've already done those for this year, and kind of moving forward into 2021 here on a good foot because we've already made more money than we did last year. So happy about that. Let me get this one. So just open an account. What's your merchant? But yeah, I'll watch your vids. I'm only 18. Yeah. Start fucking young. That's fantastic. Merchant. Explain that to me. Do you mean processor? Do you mean payment processor? Suffering from success. Yeah, definitely. Taxes. Ooh, yeah, I feel you, Lucas. Yeah. I feel you, bro. Not fun. However, somehow I was overpaid, and I think I'm getting a $1,700 refund. So, woohoo! But yeah, so yeah, lots of shit. Keep the questions coming, guys. I do really appreciate that. I will do my best to answer anything that I can, just based on my experience. Like I said, no legal or for clarification there too. I didn't. I went to school for information science, so like I'm kind of doing things that are related to that, but just technology, business, that sort of shit. Yeah, payment processor. Yeah, so there's a lot of shit there too. So let's maybe do this. So MJS Industries doesn't really do anything. It's the parent company. It kind of just holds the shit. Szymanski Media doesn't really make money directly from like the website or anything right now. It's kind of just my personal brand. However, this is like any of the affiliate money and stuff like that. So I have made money from that Novo stuff. Like I made that video, and I have an affiliate link from that. So if you do use that and you open an account, I get $75. So I greatly appreciate that. That's a great deal. Definitely look for affiliate shit. If you're going to make content, build a business and implement affiliate stuff. Like don't rely solely on it, but implement it because it's great. It's a great thing. But payment processor wise, I don't personally like PayPal. I just find that every time I do something on PayPal, they try to fuck you around because like I've had several times where like you have to re-verify, and it's just like a real pain in my opinion. I've used Stripe. I've used Stripe, and I use it currently on Fueled by Progress here, and I'll just drop these links here if you guys want to check it. And we can get to this because like this was the big thing this week that I was working on. And then also we have another podcast. So FBP is podcast and apparel brand. And then we have AM and the PM, which is a podcast that I do with my girlfriend Amanda here. And then and we also use Stripe here. So I like Stripe, although again, the way that I've set my stuff up, I've done it like 5 times. Like I've built 5 different like mini businesses up, and I've learned different things along the way to try to make things faster, easier, more efficient. The one thing that I'll say is that I've used QuickBooks Pro, or I'm sorry, QuickBooks Online for everything so far. And Stripe is kind of a pain in the ass because like it'll bring the numbers in, but like there's no way to calculate the fees. Like you have to go back and manually grab those reports and then say, oh, I spent $100 on fees this month or something like that, which I haven't really had to do too much of because like we're just starting to get like more sales and stuff like that. But the big thing is like that's just a pain in the ass in my opinion. So one quick thing here that I did is I have a portal. So I build websites is like, you know, obviously one of my big skills here. So I have this web design company here, Find a Tech, right? And the one of the things that I did was I built a client portal so people could just recurringly pay me like on the back end. And I didn't use Stripe for that. I actually used QuickBooks, a payment portal that is built by QuickBooks, like, you know, affiliated with them. And that goes directly into QuickBooks. So it's like they know. It's like, let's say you get paid $100, the $100 goes in, and then the fees come out of that. It's a weird thing that you probably won't have to fuck with until you actually have to fuck with it, but it's a time saver because you don't have to deal with any of the fees. Like it's already, you pay the fees, but you don't have to. Bookkeeping is just a pain in the ass. Like if you're doing it yourself, like you have to. I like numbers and I like making sure everything counts and is accurate, but it's just a real pain. So that's kind of the thing. Look at this chat interaction. You're a legend. I appreciate that, Lucas. Thank you, man. Yeah, Square, PayPal. There's others. Shopify. Yeah. So Square, I've heard some good things of. I got a couple buddies that use it. I'm just a Stripe guy. And the reason I'm a Stripe guy, honestly, more than anything, is I build websites on WooCommerce and WordPress, and Stripe is pretty much like the go-to there. They have like WooCommerce payments now, and Shopify, I think, has their own payment processor. You know, but there's a bunch of them. Honestly, try one out, and if you like it, try to stick to it. But as far as the fees go, though, let me talk about that real quick. I think they're all relatively the same. You're going to pay like 2-3% for all of them, unless you can get a deal. I've heard this, though. Here is another thing. I've heard this. I've heard some people, they're trying to find alternative payment processors to save on fees. Just be fucking careful because Stripe is a fucking beast. Like it's an incredible tool, and so are some of these other ones, like obviously PayPal and Square. But you're paying, you know, like nobody wants to pay fees, but if you're paying for a good service, like you can't really be mad about that. So be careful if you go like use some other random fucking payment processor and it's only like 1%, but it sucks. So just be cognizant of that. We should just get a side job and keep putting it in that looks like money, and then get some net 30s to build that business credit, and you'll get good loans. You're specifically talking about like that, yeah? Like I don't know. I mean, I as far as like the things that I'm doing right now is like I have, you know, like I have all this shit that I'm trying to build, and I'm really loving everything. But as far as like income and everything like that, like we're starting to do it now. Like honestly, this is my room that I've lived in for 25 years. I'm still with my parents. Amanda and I are going to be moving out this year. I never like to say this. I don't like to say this, but because I feel like it's like it's cocky or a flex. But like I made this post like probably like 2 months ago, and it was saying that like I hit 100,000 net worth. I'm not trying to be an asshole when I say that. I just feel like sometimes when you actually put numbers in, it adds more like credibility. Like this guy isn't talking out of his fucking ass. Like I could show, like I just show you, like, as I don't give a fuck. Like I'm just like, this is where I'm at. I'm proud of it, but I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm trying to say, hey, look, this is what I have done so far. If you are interested in doing similar things, you know, just credibility really is kind of what it is. But the reason that I bring that up is because I went to school. I came out with $26,000 in loans. I paid that off in under a year, and then I've been debt free for like the last 2. So I'm spitting a lot of random shit here, but the point is that start early, like some of you guys have obviously already, and just fucking do it. Like get out of debt as fast as possible so you have no stress. Like you might think that like you see that negative 10,000 number in the taxes, and it's like, oh wow, that's pretty shitty. But like I felt so free over the last year because I could just do whatever the fuck I want, and I'm building these up, and I know that these are going to be successful because it's all I fucking do. And it's like you don't have any debt, so like there's no strings attached there, if that makes sense. Just my thought. Shopify sites, like, do I make them? These are not Shopify. Yeah, these are all WooCommerce and WordPress. I built Shopify sites kind of like in the past for like not like clients, but like I've had people that come to me and I'm like, you should probably just use a Shopify site because it's way easier to use. But I started building in WordPress, and I actually love the fuck out of everything you can do with WordPress. I know Shopify is a great platform as well. But the way that my stack is and the way that I like, this is my company. Like if I build a website, like somebody could come to me and say, hey, build me a website. Like this is the company, Find a Tech here. And, I have the portfolio and everything like that. It's kind of like a mixed bag of like how much I actually like building websites for other people, because it's kind of tough. But this is just what I've been doing for like the last 2.5 years is building WordPress websites. So I know the platform very well. It's solid. It's used by, I don't know, 40% of the internet. I know there's a lot of other tools now, which maybe can help you get it up faster. The only thing that I'll say is like WordPress is like extremely fucking extensible. Like so many fucking things can be bolted on, like add-ons, plugins, like all sorts of shit. And if you already have the tech stack in the background, like I pay this through this company, I run all of the stuff. So I have like the server that my sites are on. I have the, all the domains and everything like that. Everything is organized, and I like that. So, have I heard of Snipcart? No, I have not heard of Snipcart. Should we Google that? Let's Google it. I hope it's not a porn site. Snipcart. Have not heard of this. This looks like, you know what this looks like? This looks like a tool that my buddy Max Mirho should use. I'm gonna shout out my boy here. I'm gonna rep him too because he's a great dude. He's doing some cool shit. I'm gonna look at this here real quick, the Snipcart. But the reason that I bring him up is because he looks at different tools like this all the time. So if you're interested in that, he kind of does similar things to me, but he's like very industrious in a lot of the things he does. Like he'll piece together like Snipcart, for instance, and then like I'm just throwing out random things like Gumroad, Thinkific, and Snipcart to somehow build like an apparel and course business. You know what I'm saying? Like all sorts of shit. It's really cool stuff. I unfortunately don't have enough time to watch all of his content, but he's doing great shit. And if you want to learn some stuff, go check him out. Snipcart, though, this seems pretty cool. This kind of looks like Stripe, kind of like like a payment processor thing, like built right into a website that you already have. It's just off the top here. There's a lot of products like this. Again, there's really no right way to do anything. Like I just want to put that out there. Like I build WordPress websites. I love it. They're extensible. You can do all sorts of shit. But at the end of the day, though, if Shopify works for you, if Snipcart works for you, if Webflow works for you, just fucking do that. Like do that until it doesn't work for you anymore, and then try something else. So is this specifically? Oh, 2% transactions. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, again, maybe something to look into. The only difficult part is like when you get into something, it's difficult to switch out of. Like it's difficult to change your whole stack for a percent, right? But yeah, fuck that. This is cool. It's awesome. I love tools like this. Okay, so you should get a CPN and get another business going. CPN. What do we say? CPN. I don't know this. And then get another business going with a trucking company or commercial truck with real estate properties, Airbnbs, and what funds all this is loans from good credit. Okay. But yeah, bro, I get you nice to hear him from people. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I will look into that. I will look into that. I have actually heard of things like that. And the other thing is real estate is definitely something that's on the horizon. So that was that ZPG on MJS Industries down here at the bottom. Does this thing work completely? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm happy with. They made some updates to like the plugins that I use to build this site. It's kind of cool. But yeah, ZPG. I want to get into real estate. I don't know if it'll be like owning. I don't think it'll be property management. It'll probably be like investing in real estate. But I think there's some weird shit in PA where you can't like own. Well, no, you can own them and you can own the properties and you can manage them, but it's like some sort of weird shit because this is me and my buddy are working on this like in the background, but not ready yet because we need to acquire more capital before we fuck with that. But I'm excited about that. Like hopefully we get to that point at some time in the next couple years at the latest here. Let's see what we got here. I'm building an e-commerce site and we had a hard time embedding an animation into our site, so we went with Snipcart. Been great so far. Interesting. So like an animation, like just like a straight up animation that like did something, or like the animation for like the actual payment thing. And what platform are you using? You using Shopify? Real estate is easy. You can flip contracts. Yeah. That's how people start out. Yeah. So I've heard millions of things. I've heard, BRRRR methods, and then just like buying real estate and then flipping it, or just like flipping contracts, like you said. I think that's kind of like where you buy a contract, or you get a contract, and like you say that you're gonna sell it within a month or something like that. So you never even actually have the real estate. You just like buy you say you're gonna buy a contract for 100,000, easy numbers, and then you flip it for 150 or something like that. Yeah, there's a million and one ways, I think. And that's the beauty of like the time that we live in, and the resources that we have. But something that I'll get into, but I don't know how soon. We'll take a look at self-hosted custom site. We're not using Shopify. It's PWA, like services and backend. Yeah, I mean, shoot the link over, man. I'll definitely pull it up. Yeah. So, and while we're doing that, we can kind of check out this too. Like, just as an example, this is a WordPress WooCommerce site, and I build with Elementor Pro mainly. So we go ahead and we do all that. And yeah, so we got all sorts of shit. So this is a big thing we're working on, like apparel and everything like that. And then kind of like within all of this, we were, just now, like just this week, really, I was going through, and it's funny because, another thing kind of like very, 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 very like what's it called? Like very akin to what we were talking about earlier with all the other stuff, with all the like LLC stuff and business talk. I just filed the trademark for Fueled by Progress in February. So that takes a while, but like you have to like go through the process. You have to say, oh, I want to trademark stuff. Like I want to trademark clothing, and then within clothing you have to say like shirts, pants, like all this other stuff, and you pay per class, and class is like the clothing part, so you have to like kind of do all that sort of shit. So it's kind of interesting. I pulled up the site, man. This is pretty interesting. I don't have a use for this, but I'm sure other people do, and this is kind of a cool, I like this this kind of animation thing here. That's pretty cool. Nice. Cool. So you use Snipcart for the actual purchasing? And are you like manufacturing this? That's crazy. How's that work? Modular, customizable bong. I like that. Does the shop just take you to the bottom? Yep. The double, the single. Interesting. So like if I click single, add to cart. I guess this is the Snipcart part. That's cool. So you custom, this is custom then. This is just I guess it's that thing there. So yeah. That's pretty dope. 3D designer and got an injection mold produced in China. Yeah, I've heard a lot of fucking people do that, man. Like manufacturing over in China. That's pretty dope. Isn't some Alibaba PS? I appreciate it. Design and produce custom. That's dope, man. I would love, again, I'm doing many things at one time here, but I would love to do like a product too. Like obviously we're starting to do that a little bit with Fueled by Progress and stuff, like the clothing, but this is more right now, like this is more kind of straightforward things. Like I want to get more to the level where like, I am using like an Alibaba, but not like a straight up product. Like I'm dealing with manufacturers like you are in China, where it's like, or overseas or domestically, or it doesn't matter. But like where you can say, hey, this is the vision that I have, this is what I want to do, and then you can have a conversation with them to custom tailor, gear or apparel or whatever to the specifications that you want. And then you can even move in obviously into the product space at that point. You can do mugs, tumblers, you can do all that sort of shit, or you can do like a custom product that's like actually, revolutionary in a way that's very innovative. So fucking rock on, man. Good shit. But yeah, so. But no, guys, this is great. Keep them coming. I can talk a little bit about that trademarking process too, just because that's an interesting thing. Have you gotten a patent or trademark or anything for that? Because that is something that is kind of an interesting experience. I mean, it's not like that interesting, but like you can do it yourself. It's another one of those things where like you could get an attorney to do it, but you could also do it yourself, depending on what it is. How big is my monitor? Okay, so how big is my monitor? It's 49 inches. It's here. I'll take you here. We can go here. So if we go to my website here, and then we go to, I'll drop the direct link in here, and we go to my gear. So this is another thing that I would highly recommend if you want to do personal brand or anything like that. Probably just like drop in a bunch of shit, like a bunch of like affiliate links and stuff. Everything on here is like basically from Amazon. So this is basically almost everything I own. So I have like all the gear and everything on there. And if we scroll down to the SpaceX mission control, built this, a lot of help from a lot of good people, and then you know, I kind of put everything on there. But this actually, it's on my desk thing here. This is the one I have. So it's the Samsung C49 RG9. It's a big bitch. I have a full video somewhere right here. Yeah. So that's on that page. It's embedded in there. But yeah, that's me right there. That's literally what I'm looking at right now. That screen and that shit right there. So yeah, I mean, again, like everything you see on that desk was purchased as a business expense. So those are the things that like kind of cool that you can write that stuff off as long as it's, you know, used for business, which this stuff is, but like they're pretty lenient on that sort of shit. And yeah, I mean, I love the idea of having something that's your own, because I was an employee for a while and that was shitty. So yeah, so this is where I'm at. Yeah. But was it the aspect ratio or something like that? Yeah. It might be like zoomed a little bit or something. It doesn't look bad, honestly, on my end. But yeah, it might be, I don't know. I think it looks good though. You guys are doing good shit, man. I mean, like, again, this is really where you need to start, and just like, you know, kind of explain what you got going on, and then keep going from there. But yeah, the innovativeness, the way to continue to find those different tools, like a snip card or something like that, just to solve those problems. Like, I'll tell you this, the fucking biggest thing that you can do in your life is just the biggest skill that you could have is just the skill to continuously get better. Like, continue to get better at getting better. And all you need to do there is just continue to just be critically think and find solutions to problems. So you had a problem, the thing wasn't working exactly how you wanted, you went out and you found a product that solved your problem. Maybe you have to spend a little money, maybe you have to implement it, but the problem's solved now. And if you continually make those incremental improvements, then you're gonna be fucking golden for the rest of your life. So yeah, I used an ultra wide for a little while. It made me a little sick. Yeah, I'll tell you this. I am definitely sitting too fucking close to this 49-inch monitor, and it's gotten a little bit better. But when I sat here initially, I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I'm literally like there. I'm looking right now at the edge, and then I'm looking at the edge, or like it's literally it's barely in your peripherals. Like it's like you can't just stare right in one thing and see the whole screen. It's like it's kind of crazy. So. It's a little weird. The one thing that I'll say though is like they have all these different sizes of ultra wides, and this one is like I was gonna get two screens or I was gonna get this. I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it. So if you're gonna have two big screens like this anyway, this is probably the way to go, because it's literally like two, 24-inch or 22-inch monitors or something like that stuck right next to each other, and then you don't have a bezel. So I can't complain about it. I'm pretty happy with the way that it is, but I definitely understand, you know, kind of being a little like thrown off when you start using it. Definitely, dude, make a setup video. I'd fucking watch that. Definitely. It's people enjoy it. I mean, like this hasn't gotten a shit ton of things, but also I didn't really do like a crazy amount of marketing for it. So we're kind of just flying by the seat of our pants. Let me see if there's any other big cool things here, because we had a lot of great questions there. And again, if you guys have more, I'm always willing to answer. Some of this stuff is kind of more just lackadaisical. I mean, here's what I'll do real quick. I'll talk about like it's kind of the general thing. So like we got the podcast, we film those every week. We release them, Fueled by Progress Wednesday at noon, AM and the PM Thursday at 3. I do all of that shit. I'm actually doing too much shit at this point. Like I need to start delegating. We film them. I'm in all of them. Like I'm the talent, right? I'm in the shit. I schedule the people, the guests. You know, I do like all the setup. Like I have to set the actual shit up in the little studio that we have, and then I have to be in it. I got to pull the stuff out, transfer the stuff onto the computer, edit all the podcasts, upload them to YouTube, do the descriptions, do the titles, do the thumbnails, do all that sort of stuff. And that's just for those 2 podcasts. I also make the YouTube videos as much as I can for my channel. I'd love to make more, but I'm just an asshole. And then I should do more clips, because that's one way that this stuff is going to get bigger. If you have a YouTube channel, if you have like long form content like a podcast, definitely clip it down into like, like smaller content for people to digest, because I'm missing the boat there extremely, just because I'm not doing it. But yeah, there's that. And then work on the weekend at the restaurant there, and then just throughout the week I'm literally just working. And then I also play ball hockey, so busy for the stuff that I do. I want to talk about this though. This is funny. So I tried to optimize my server a little bit more, because if you punch in any of these sites, they're not they're not slow by any means. Like they're not like the fastest site you've ever used, but they're not really slow. Like some of them you have to take a second. And this one's kind of, there's a little bit of clunkiness here and there on this one, but if they're, I would say they're by no means like fucking dial up slow or anything, right? Maybe like 2 seconds max, I want to say, like in actual real world scenarios. But if you punch these into like page speed insights or GT metrics, they're probably not fucking good. So what I've tried to do though is I've tried to implement more things like caching and just different stuff like that on the back end through my hosting service Cloudways, and then also just like different things that I can kind of do within it. And it's getting to be a pain in the ass. Yes, sir. Appreciate you stopping by, Lucas. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, the caching and everything like that, it's just been like kind of a real pain. So I was doing that, and then I actually fucked up the Fuel by Progress site, because I did that, and then I implemented it, but I didn't realize that like the cart part of the site is very delicate. So I did that, and then people couldn't add products to the fucking cart. So that was stupid. But yeah. Kimura. I appreciate you stopping by, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, we got to get that Discord going too. I have it here somewhere. I don't do that enough. Where's it at? Let me open it here just to kind of see where we're at as well. Yeah, so there's, we've had a lot of, like I said, a lot of updates and stuff like that in the Fuel by Progress area, this week. So let's hop into that for a second here. If we go to here, so there's a lot of stuff that we've kind of played around with and we've added. And one of these big things too is like the community. So we have at the bottom here, we have the little Discord link that you can go to, and you can join the Discord, which right now it doesn't do a whole ton of stuff because I haven't gotten enough time to like actually like dive into it like for a second time. I set it up and everything, but we just haven't gotten there yet. So with Fuel by Progress though, it's 3 things, and I'm really liking the way that this is starting to go. So it's podcast 1 right here, which is the main, I would say the main thing. Obviously it's the first thing right now, and it's the main thing. We do an episode every week. We have guests on every single week. It's fantastic. We talk about people's stories. We talk about people's, just like ambitions, passions, the things that they're working on. It's great. If you want to be on the episode, if you want to be on the podcast, hit me up. There's actually somewhere in here I'm gonna make a page where it's like, you want to be on the podcast, we can do that. So we're working on that. So you can listen now. It's available on all platforms, YouTube, all that sort of shit. It's awesome. Second thing is apparel. Working more so on that now. I wanted to make sure I got a trademark, the whole brand trademark, because I want to continue to move forward with this. This is a big passion of mine, and I know it's going to be a great brand as we continue to build it. So apparel, you can shop now. You can kind of check out all the stuff here. We can take a little quick breeze through here, but I've done so much shit this week, in this past week and a half on this. There was no products on here. The site was actually literally covered up about a month ago, and I've just gone complete ham on the stuff that I've been doing. So excited about this. These shirts here, like these minimal shirts, disgusting in my opinion. They're very simple, obviously, but I just like a clean little design like that, and I don't know, I could just wear that all the time. But maybe I'm crazy, but just stuff like that. Like this isn't anything crazy yet. This is literally from Printful. Okay, that's our vendor currently. So everything here is print on demand. All the products that you see are print on demand. I don't actually have inventory of any of this stuff. Well, I have a couple samples and stuff, obviously, but I don't have any inventory. And the reason I'm doing that is just, again, to keep overhead low at this point, start to generate some brand awareness, a little bit of sales. Everything is also super fucking cheap. This is like, I'm literally making very few dollars, like probably less than $5 on every single one of these items. So, and I did that again, just because we're trying to make sure that we get as much out into the world as possible. I dragged my feet for a long time because I wanted this brand to be like high quality, but then I realized that it doesn't have to be that fucking high quality like right out of the gate. This stuff is solid. I have these hoodies, I have these shirts. They're not gonna fucking get destroyed or anything on the first fucking wash. They're great products. The thing that I mean is like more high quality, more custom, more stuff from, manufacturers that are, very well suited for something that's like athleisure apparel with different types of fabrics and designs and shit like that. We will get there. We're not there yet. And that's okay. And that's something that I think is a better way to go, because people need to understand what Fueled by Progress is and get that and see that and be out in the world before they're going to buy, some high quality shit. And before I will feel, that needs to happen before I will feel comfortable in, spending all that money to do all that and then get inventory and all that shit. So we've got a lot of stuff, a lot of these things. I'm trying to get everything on here so the trademark and everything goes through well. We got little like belt bags, we have drawstring bags, phone cases, stickers, shirts, hats, duffel bags, masks, flip-flops, hoodies, joggers, sports bra, origin shorts, tanks, leggings, more shirts, shit like that. So I'm excited. This is starting to get real cool. We've made a couple sales so far. I'm very happy about it. And we're just going to keep going up from here. So the one cool thing too I will talk about from the web development perspective is like you can even buy gift cards on here. That was fucking sick. Like that is awesome. I was so happy when I like figured that out, and it's like, wow, this is pretty straightforward. And I implemented a plugin and it was all free, and I was able to do a bunch of shit, and boom, you can buy this dope ass looking digital FBP gift card for, like whatever amount that you want. So I'm happy about it. I'm happy that we're moving forward. I'm excited about the stuff that we're doing, and it's just going to be pretty dope. So that is, I kind of went off on a tangent there. There's the podcast, there's apparel. The third thing is community. Now, I went into the fucking weeds on a lot of the stuff this week, and I really tried to map out everything that we're going to do. And if you're here, I'm going to give you a kind of a sneak peek at some of the things that we want to do. So the one is Discord, like I mentioned. You can come down to the bottom, you can join the Discord. I'm slacking on it because I don't have the time or energy to kind of deal with it right now to like build it up. It has some auto updates. It has updates when I go live. It has updates when we release new podcast episodes, things like that. But I want it to be like more of a community, and that is probably one of our big options moving forward. So that's the one thing. Obviously, we're active on social and everything like that, so you can do that. But down here, there's a lot of shit that we're doing here. Hit me up, buddy. We'll definitely we'll get on that. We have to have a meeting or something about that, because if that's gonna happen, I definitely need help with that. So 100%. So the other things that we've been working on here, like as far as like community and just even the other site things in general, is a help center. Because like if we're gonna do this, like I want to make sure that people understand like kind of what's going on, and I want to try to weed out any problem that I can before it actually has to get to me or somebody that I would hire or just have for like support in any nature like that. So we'll talk about the help center real quick. We'll talk about careers. We'll talk about wallpapers. We'll talk about FBP ambassadors. I mean, there's so many fucking ideas I have with this. It's just I'm so excited. And then the my account thing too is kind of like a culmination of all that. Like you can log in, you can create an account here. It's going to be dope. It's going to be real fucking dope. So this one is, I was working on this, and this is dope. I mean, this is just, I'm fucking excited about this shit. Like, so this is just a real nice little support page, like support, like knowledge base in here. And it's totally built right in. It's built right into the website. It's not, again, I'm big on that. I'm really big on cohesion and cohesiveness. And I don't click on a link and then I go out to some fucking Zendesk thing or some other sort of shit. It's not the end of the world, obviously, if you do that. It works for a lot of people, but that's just not what I want to do. So I want to build everything in the website because I want it to be like the branding and everything to be crisp. And there's obviously still things that I need to do. Like, I don't know what the fuck these logos are, but you get the idea. Like, if you need general information, you can pop in here. And then you can see, do you have a brand ambassador program? What is Fueled by Progress? Like, and again, I need to add the content and everything. But you get the idea. You can have, there's questions about all the things that you have. And then you can click in here and it's like, yeah, we're working on it. You know, so you have like answers to the shit that we're working on, the shit that we're doing. What is Fueled by Progress? You know, that type of stuff. How often are new episodes released? You know, we release podcast episodes every Wednesday at noon. Realistically, these would be like, there'd be a lot more sustenance to this thing. Again, this is just a kind of a test here, and maybe I should make it so you guys can actually see that a little bit better. But yeah, so this is where we're at right now. This with the knowledge base. I'm super happy about it. You can even search the shit. You can say like listener, and like, as a listener, can I support the Fueled by Progress podcast? Which is something, again, I want to fucking get listener support in so bad. I don't know if we could do it via Patreon, but again, I'm not really a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of like doing things like separately because I could just build it into this website. So like something like that, we're developing a place for you to do just that. Thanks for being a fan. So like, if you like the podcast and you want to support it, you could buy apparel. You could, one day at some point here, you could come on the fucking show. Honestly, that would help. Or you can support it by like a donation type thing. Or even one day, again, this is more of a step further, is like, imagine something like this where you want to be a little bit more a part of the brand, like even more a part of the community or whatever. Like, this isn't an obligation, but if you want to, then you could do something like $10 a month, and you could get access to like exclusive content or something like that. You know, like stuff that we didn't show in the show. I don't know. I'm spitballing ideas, and I grab a bunch of all these ideas and different things that I see from other people. It's great. So we're on that. Careers. I hesitate to call it careers because like I don't. You could definitely make it a career. But we're not really there yet. But like basically kind of like jobs. So again, not all done, but the concepts are here. So like you could browse jobs. So like a podcast editor, right? And like it says like when it was posted, what marketing, department, whatever the fuck, hours per week, start date. And then you could have like $20 an hour, or whatever it is, or project by salary, whatever. And these aren't really like active per se. I kind of do need like a podcast editor. I haven't thought about this at all. This is just a fucking standard thing, how much I would pay here. And then designer. So, and this is all set up in the back end, so I don't have to like literally hard code this shit in here. It's all just like templated. It's pulled from the data that I have. So like the picture for it, the title for it, this other information, the description, shit like that. I'm big on that too. Make yourself as efficient as possible. You're going to go the farthest. So stuff like that. And then like, you can go in here in podcast editor and you can press apply now. And then I think this will give me, so like, boom. So like job application, podcast editor, and then like it'll give you, like, this is a little application I made. So like first name, last name, middle name, phone, email, you can upload your resume, press next, and then it's going to like ask some more questions. Basically, like, I don't want to like fucking, like, I'm just going to ask for a resume. Like, just give me your fucking resume. Like, I'm not going to, I originally was going to say, oh yeah, put in your education, all that shit. Like, I don't really care about that. Like, I do, but I don't. I'm going to ask you some questions, and how you answer those questions is going to give me a better vibe of like, than if you fucking, I don't know. Does this work? Fuck yeah, it does. I don't know how I got that to work, but I can't remember now, but I could probably look at it. But this is awesome. Like, somehow I made it so, yeah, okay, so I just made it like in the links. So I made it so like when you click these, it literally just says like what thing you are applying for. That's fucking dope, man. I love that. I love like having a problem or like something that I want to achieve and then figuring out how to fucking do it. That's so awesome. But yeah, so super excited about that. Like, that's a fucking slick thing that not a lot of places have. Like, I just built that right in there. We're not doing anything crazy. If you were to get like hired for the project or for for a position or whatever, which I'm not really trying to hire people. I'm trying to work with more people, but that's the step. Is the next thing that I want to do is subcontract people in a sense. Like I want to work with people on a, project by project basis. I don't really want to have people on the payroll yet. I'm not really ready for that, nor do I think we need to. But I want to work with more people like that. So then I can, continue to move forward, but like we don't like dive into like hiring people. But I do want to work with more people because I there's a lot of things that I need to do. So that's that. But yeah, so that's where we're at. And if, like I was saying though, like if I needed to, like this just is like just to kind of get the feet wet here and like kind of get to know you a little bit. Like if we got to the point where I needed to get information from you, I'm just gonna ask for that information. I'm not gonna grab that off of a fucking portal thing. Like that's I would in an ideal world, but I'm not gonna ask for like social security numbers and shit like that through the website. But I also don't want to use like a third party to fuck with that because I just don't think it's necessary. But that's just, again, kind of my perspective on it. But I'm fucking sick. I'm stoked about this. I do this stuff and I work through it. I'm like, this looks really fucking nice. Like, that's crazy. But anyway, wallpapers. There's not too many right now. This is another thing though. Like, so job application, right? So like a designer and then like a graphic designer or something like that. Like I need to find more people. I need to find more like people to do like some graphic design work and just pay them, like per little thing that they do or whatever, because I'm not like a great designer. And if I could give people just some direction and say, okay, hey, look, here, make a document. Like I'll give them the technical specs because I want to make sure that they get that right, because that is something that I'm really on. Like the numbers need to be right, the sizing, the formatting, the quality needs to be high, like those types of things. So like, the way that I make this, they could use, but I can make the actual document beautiful as hell. Like the actual, the essence of it, like the structure, like I said, like any of the resolution, like I can make sure that part comes out well. The only problem is like between the four borders here, I'm not that great. Like I'm going to need a lot of help to design clothes, and I'm going to need a lot of help to design graphic pieces. That is not really my forte. Like I'm creative in a sense, but I'm much more structural and like analytical and logical, I would say, and just in overall. So like, you got to have a fucking, plain black background with the logo on it, I feel like. So I made that basically on a mobile phone, on a desktop, and then on a super ultra wide, right? But beyond that, it's tough. Like I have wallpapers over on my Szymanski Media, on my personal thing, and it's like I'm not going to show them because it doesn't matter, but like markjoeszymanski.com/wallpapers, and they're cool. They have cool sayings on them, but they're literally like a stock background and then just some text on it. So if I could get people that were a little more creative and wanted to play around with that, that would be dope. So that's on my list. One other random thing. We also got, let's see if I can pull it up here. Just a random thing. We got some shit here, dude. Where is, that's pretty dope. There it is right here. We got on Giphy this week. So Giphy is like where you get basically where you get all the GIFs and like stickers from and stuff like that when you're on social media. So we got on Giphy and we got like a brand channel on there. So we have the ability to make these, and then like if you search right now Fueled by Progress, if you go into Instagram or Snapchat and you go into stickers and you press and you type in Fueled by Progress, you can see this thing and it's like a little sticker, and then you can use it. So that's awesome. I'm very happy about that. And that's another reason, like a graphic designer, to do that shit. That would be dope, and to do wallpapers and all that. So that's awesome. Okay, so the last thing is beyond doubt the biggest thing. FBP ambassadors. Right now, it's just like me as like a test here, but this is a big deal. I feel like every brand needs to have ambassadors, and the big inspiration that I actually was pulling from Lululemon here. I heard about them. I know what Lululemon is, but I heard about their ambassador program the other day, and it's pretty fucking impressive. Like the empire that they're building here. There's a fuck ton of people that they have in the ambassador, in their ambassador like program, and they've built a culture that is really, really, just impressive. So I'm gonna do this weird link thing that they have here. It's literally a different link if you put the slash on the end. It's so strange, but like this was an interesting page, and I want to build something like this where the first thing that you see when you go to ambassadors is, I think when you go to FBP ambassadors, again, not sure this isn't the final form, but like the idea would be, okay, FBP ambassadors, and it's like meet our ambassadors, and it says, these are the people that believe in the brand and share the brand with other people and just rock it, live the mindset, yada yada. And then it'd be a grid, of all the people that are, I'll talk about the program in a second, but like all the people that are FBP ambassadors, right? And then it has, has their name, it has where they're at. Again, I was like, there's a couple things I need to work out here, but their name, where they're at, their social media, and then maybe like click onto it and get a little profile thing, because that's what Lululemon has. But I'm probably not going to do that like at first, just because this is another step, and I have to like. It's actually not hard at all, because it's the same thing as I'm used to doing, but it's just another thing that I have to fuck with. So maybe not that at first, because I want to get the minimum viable product going. But you get the idea. Like the person is somehow showcased, and they have more information about them. Just a nice little thing, okay? So they have that on there. And then you're like, okay, well, that's cool. These people are FBP ambassadors. Maybe you have your question like, what is it? And then I'll like have more information about what that is and all that sort of stuff. And then I'm going to have like I'm going to have what it means to be an FBP ambassador and like who they are. And then I'm going to have, do you think you fit that bill? Do you think, that's something that you'd like to do? And then I'm going to say, like learn, I'm going to probably say learn more here. I'm not going to go straight to apply, but like learn more. And then the learn more page is going to have things like, what you actually get for being an FBP ambassador and like what the program is. And then from that, it's going to be like an application. So this is just one of them that I had, but I'll probably end up like changing a little bit. But, like first name, last name, things like that. Why, more questions. Why do you think you'd be a good fit? It's kind of like a career, but it's not a career. It's an ambassador. You're not working for us. You're not doing any of that. What you're doing is you are a brand ambassador. And if you don't know what a brand ambassador is, it's literally, I found some other good ones. Let me just go over this guy's, this Thread of Dreams site. Cause I saw this one. It's like, I don't really like the website a whole heck of a lot, but I do like what he kind of did here. It's kind of simple. I might kind of change it up, but like this is a decent explanation here. Like this is relatively straightforward. I do appreciate what he's done here. So like how it works, like this is their brand ambassador program, and mine would be, I have a bunch of notes here, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure out the details. But basically, in essence, is you fill out the form below, you do this, and it'll give you this. So it's like, what are the benefits? This is one of the things. What are the benefits of being an ambassador? You get 20% off purchases, early access to launches, chance to be featured on the website, Instagram, invites to photo shoots, invites to exclusive events, $50 store credit raffle, like whatever. You can put whatever the fuck you in there. The big reason that you want this as a brand is more content and more exposure for your brand, right? If I send John Doe a shirt, and I say, hey, John Doe, I'm going to send you a shirt, okay? Send you a free shirt. You take a picture in the shirt, and you tag us in Instagram, and you send us that picture so we can potentially post it on our Instagram. We can post it on our website, yada, yada. That's content that I didn't have to produce. That's content that I just gave a shirt over for, and somebody did that, okay? So that's a cool thing. But you don't want to be disingenuous. Like, you want the people to actually give a shit about the brand. That's important, obviously. But you want to do that, so that's the thing. And then you say, also, John Doe, you can go a step further, and you say, hey, okay, here's what we're going to do. So you have a following, right? Like you got 1,000 followers, and you say, John, we're going to give you a link. It's going to be like, whatever link, or it's going to be like a code that you get, like a coupon code thing. And it's going to be John 20. So John, what we want you to do is when you rep our shit in your stories, say, hey, John Doe or say like, hey everyone, I love Fueled by Progress. Here's I'm rocking the brand and everything like that. If you want to snag some for yourself, use code John20 to get a 20% discount when you go buy Fueled by Progress stuff. Okay, so now let's think about this. Customer comes to the Fueled by Progress website from John Doe's story and they buy a shirt. And let's say that shirt is, $20. Let's just say it's $20, whatever. So it's $20. They buy the shirt and they get 20% off because they use that thing. So it's down to, what is that? Should have used easier numbers. Let's say $25 and it goes down to 20. Okay, it doesn't fucking matter. They get a 20% discount and they buy the shirt. The last way that you get them, and the reason you get them to say the 20% thing, and like the last edge of the deal there, is that for every item that gets sold with the John 20 discount code, John, the guy that the guy that put that out there, makes a percentage, like a commission. So he'll make 10%. So it's like, I'm not getting into the math because I can't think right now about the fucking math, but you get the idea. Everybody is winning. Hopefully the brand is getting more exposure and content. John is getting a little bit of commission for doing a little bit of marketing work for you, affiliate marketing. And then the customer is learning about a new brand and they are getting a discount on that product. So everybody fucking wins. And if you can make sure that the numbers work out and you're not losing money on that example, that 30% discount, effectively, you're giving 20 to the customer and 10% to the affiliate, the ambassador, then it'll work out and it'll be a beautiful thing, I think. And that is a big fucking thing that I want to do. You could obviously do other things too. I mean, I'm not just saying that, but like there's other benefits to it. But yeah, so, I have written down here just some ideas like FBP. You get an FBP account that has everything. You get free clothes, discounts, things like that. Details. We need more details. Discount code for your audience. 10% commission on all the sales through that code. You get that spot on here. Like that's a big thing. You would get this spot on the ambassador page, right? So like if you went to fuelbyprogress.com/FBP ambassadors, then boom, you have some real estate there, and then you get tagged in all social posts. I'm a big believer in that. If I'm gonna use your shit, if I'm gonna use you as a model or you as content, I want to make sure that I do my best to do that. Especially, absolutely in all the Instagram posts, like without a doubt, just because it's easy there. But I even want to do stuff like this. Like I'm not doing it just yet with the boys here, Nick DeSanti and Jimmy Farbo. But even in something like this, like I need to figure out a good way, like technically, to put like some Instagram handles on here. I could put it in the picture, but I really don't want to do that. I'd much rather put it like a link somehow in the space, like the actual photo, viewport thing on the website. I just got to figure out how to do that. But I just want to show love to the people that are helping me out, because I know a lot of these bigger brands, like they're like, oh, thanks, we'll pay you, for your modeling and everything like that, but we're not going to try to advance your career at all, because you're just going to be like a random face in a fucking ad. It's like, you got to be happy with it because you're getting paid, but at the same time, it's like, yeah. The other thing that I want to do is like, I don't know if this is going to focus. Yeah, well, okay. This is like a little packing slip, and at the bottom here, it says like a bunch of shit. It says, thanks for your order, yada yada, and I wanted to redo that. I wanted to make it say like, make sure that you post about us. Make sure you get the clothing if you like it. Make sure you take a picture of yourself, put it in your Instagram story, tag us in it so we can share it to our audience. Just things like that too, like more ways to get content, more stuff like that. But I'm super excited about that, and all of that combined with a platform like a Discord or even something else like kind of like built into here, or like a combination of the two or something. I just think that this is going to be fucking amazing. So yeah, so I'm super happy about it. Let's see if there's anything else. There was a QB QuickBooks, what I thought was a scam. I don't know. I mean, they don't call me anymore, so I don't know. I think it was probably a scam. Paid some car insurance, talked to Novo, I set a doctor's appointment for a physical, got the tax docs. They should be getting the refund here hopefully at some point. check coming from bank for forms, just more tax talk. I mean, big more crypto. Like I said, $5,000 in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I want to buy some ADA, some Cardano, but I haven't gotten into it. I made a Kraken account, but I didn't actually purchase anything yet. It's weird. It seems like you have to wire fucking money to get it in there. That's strange. I don't know. Herman Miller, sayl. I need a new fucking chair. This is my sister's chair that I stole, so I need a new chair. And then more products on FBP, obviously, the publishing, promoting the website, Giphy account. I migrated a fucking site, an old company site that I was when I worked for my last company. I had to fix something for a buddy of mine that is that's still working for them. That was crazy. That was a pain in the ass, way harder than it needed to be. But I don't know. Just I had to migrate a site. It was fun. And then I also changed domains on another site after that. That was interesting. Had some wings with my grandmother for her birthday. Those were yummy. I kind of consulted with a colleague, like some business and marketing consultation. Always love doing that. Ambassador program, talk more about that. Got our Novo debit cards. They didn't share it in their story. That's upsetting, but yeah. And then did an IG live yesterday with my buddy. Definitely go check out the IGs. Getting so sleepy. But yeah, now we did this. I'm happy I did this live because this was a long time since I'd done this. But yeah, I'm super happy with the progress that we're making, the way that we're going here. Great conversation today, guys. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it if any of you guys are still sticking around. If not, thank you just in general. But thank you, bro. I appreciate it. We'll have to link up with the Discord stuff because yeah, I need to. I'd like to get that moving. I'd like to get some more people kind of thinking about the brand, bringing it to more top of mind, and just moving it forward. I know that it's a great brand. It's got a lot of weight behind it. Get people interacting with it more a little bit, and sky's the limit, dude. So I appreciate all the support. I'm extremely fucking tired, so I got to go to sleep. But thank you guys as always. I really appreciate it. Today was absolutely terrific as well, and yeah. So that is all I got. I'm gonna do a signature. I gotta try to do like a signature sign off from now on. But yeah, we'll just leave it at the fueled by progress stuff. So yeah, stay fueled by progress, and let's keep going. We'll see you guys.